All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostle, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching his word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath of the Wadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. All right. So what you're seeing on the screen here is an article, even though this is 11 days old, but it was just something I wanted to go over. And it says that Trump voters are in for a rude awakening. He sold them countless, often conflicting fantasies. In 2025, he will face political reality. So, of course, you know, this right here, this picture right here is worth 1,000 words. Okay, and it goes into, okay, I'm gonna read just a little bit of this. It says, in his 1987 book, The Art of the Deal, Donald Trump let readers in on a promotional strategy of his. I play to people's fantasies. The real estate developer wrote, by insisting that a project is the biggest and the greatest and the most spectacular. It's a tactic Trump has also employed in his political career, most effectively this election cycle, when many voters were drawn to him based on perception of his second-term plans that had little to no basis in reality. Consider these archetypal dispatches from the 2024 campaign trail. A lot of people are happy to vote for Trump because they simply do not believe he will do many of the things he says he will. On October New York Times campaign notebook entry observed. The following week, the Washington Post noted of prospective Trump voters, some read between Trump's lines about how he would govern, while others disregard parts of his past or present platform. Okay, go down a bit. Oh, sorry, my system's acting a little slow. Okay, and then there was the phenomenon Paul Krugman, the retiring Times columnist, dubbed Trumpstalgia, which could just as well as have been called Trumpnesia. Most Americans are undoubtedly better off than they were 4 years ago. He wrote in May, but for reasons that still remain unclear, many seem disinclined to believe it. This sentiment held true through the election, as TNR's Greg Sargent reported on November 9th, citing internal Democratic polling. It proved disturbingly difficult to persuade undecided voters that Trump had been a bad president. In other words, for many, Trump was whoever they wanted him to be, a choose-your-own candidate. Voters projected their wishes onto his candidacy, regardless of his stated policy program. They remembered positive aspects of his presidency and either memory hold the negative parts. His deadly mishandling of the pandemic, say, or his nomination of Supreme Court Justice who eliminated abortion rights, or simply didn't blame him for them, but Trump's rhetorical slipperiness made this possible. His relentless lying, flip-flopping, and vagueness about his plans made it difficult to pin him down, thereby attracting voters from both sides of certain issues. But the chimerical allure that helped propel Trump to the White House has an expiration date. He sold myriad and often conflicting fantasies to voters. In 3 weeks' time, he'll face reality, and many Trump voters will undoubtedly start to realize that he is not all the person that they thought they were voting for. Well, concerning what's going on though, even though this article is 11 years old, I just wanted to bring this out though, but, you know, about his whole hush money thing, that man's not going to prison. He's not. Like, I mean, there's too much. There's just too much going on right now for that. I mean, it's okay. He'll be the one. He'll be as a lot of the news has been saying that he'll be the first president with a felony. that's neither here nor there. Doesn't matter. But what matters is that we're gonna get the scripts here. And like it said from the very beginning, the art of the deal where he plays to people's fantasies, man. See, that right there tells you that that's the way of the serpent, man. Subtlety. This is the book of Sirach, otherwise known as Ecclesiasticus. It's going to be chapter 12, verse 16, and it says, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." Verse 17, "If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee." Verse 18, "He will shake his head and clap his hands, and whisper much and change his countenance." See? Esau, Edom, he plays to your fantasies, just so that he could have your vote, just so he could have you on his side. When really he don't give a damn about you. When something happens, he'll pretend like he's going to help you, but is he really going to be there for you? No. He'll tell you those lies, but nothing's going to, but he's not going to keep his word. All right? That's why Esau, Edom, Esau, Edom would just be laughing at these people, just literally laughing and talking all sorts of shit, like how he's got them all in the trick bag. And sadly enough, the majority of our people are in that trick bag. All right, I'm gonna go to Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3, and it says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." Okay? So a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. That was Proverbs 22 and 3. So a man that has any type of sense, any wisdom about him, he'll see it coming, and he'll hide himself. He'll see whatever's coming his way, and he's going to do what he can to get out of the way. Okay, to avoid the situation. Okay. Any man with any type of sense will always have a contingency plan for something, a backup plan to avoid a certain situation or to counter a certain situation. Okay, but the simple pass on and are punished. So people that don't see it coming and just continue on as if everything's fine, nothing's gonna happen, next thing you know, they slip and fall, or whatever it may be. So you just gotta be aware, man. Just be aware of your surroundings and the people around you, man. That's situational awareness, and that is something that the majority of Americans don't have. And that's why the scriptures say, be not ignorant of anything great or small. You have to examine a matter, man. This is going to be Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17 and 5. And it says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord." So cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Are we, and these Egyptians, they're nothing but men. And the modern day Egyptians are the Edomites. But But yeah, I'm going to read that again. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord, man. So we're not supposed to put our faith and trust in the creature more than the Creator. No. Okay, that's ass backwards. Okay? We don't put our faith and trust in man's wisdom or his military might. Verse 6, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land not inhabited. Verse 7, blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. Because remember, in Isaiah chapter 60, I think it's 65 or 66, where it says, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, and ye shall be thirsty. So, the people that, put their faith and trust in these corrupt politicians and these global leaders, man, you're gonna find out the hard way that these people have just been playing you. This whole time, they've just been playing you. And I left off on verse 7. I'll read verse 7 again. Jeremiah 17:7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. Verse 8, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So the elect, they're going to continue to keep growing and advancing and prosper and just to keep progressing and growing, becoming better, even in the midst of chaos. Okay? Well, everyone in the midst of this chaos is just going to end up just dying out there due to famine, disease, by the sword, because these people they don't have the wisdom, they don't have that spiritual wisdom that we got. They're all about carnality. Okay, this is going to be Isaiah 30. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. And it says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Verse 11, get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Verse 13, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So, since you don't want to hear the truth, you don't want to hear the truth, but you're willing to listen to someone who's only planning your downfall, who wants you gone. Like I said, man, our people are a stiff-necked people. They're ready to fight their own. They're ready to side against their own people and fight and kill and all that. But when it comes to these other nations, man, like I've been saying, they're so buddy with them. Excuse me. So Yahweh Shem Shai is he's gonna break that wall of security that you have in this place. You're gonna realize that these people cannot save you. They do not care about you. Okay, Esau has an agenda. He wants to depopulate the majority of the people in the world. This is Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 55. Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So, he comes to you, basically, I come in peace. I mean you no harm. I'm here to help. He gives you, he gives you those promising words, those words that you want to hear, because there's power to words. Okay, words have effects on people, and and his words are nothing but deceit. All right, but war was in his heart, man. That's the only thing that Esau cares about is war. Why? Because war is the moneymaker. So, I'm gonna close out with this. And it's a shame because, Esau, even in the midst of all of this, of what's going on, Esau is still playing he's still playing that deceitful tone, and the people keep falling for it. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And part of his devices is not only just his, part of his devices is using that deceitful tone to speak those smooth and deceitful things. The art of the deal. To play to people's fantasies. Okay, that's that just more proof to show you just how much of a silver-tongued devil that Esau really is. All right, so that was Trump voters are in for a rude awakening. But yeah, I just want to touch base on just to show you just that Esau Edom words have power to them. There was a video by Bruce Lee, can't remember, but basically, like he said, words have power to them. That's why it's called spelling. But aside from that, yes, words have this word alone is already cutting through Esau, so but I just hope that this was edifying nonetheless. All right, we give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath, the Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abad Babal. Shalom, Barakatam.